Welcome back to Echoes of the Timeless Truth. Today, we have the privilege of sitting down with Kevin Zephaniah once again, the author of Wisdom of the Ages and a visionary shaping how wisdom is lived in today's world. With each conversation, Kevin has been taking us further into understanding what it means to live authentically and unapologetically. Today, we dive into the future of his journey, his upcoming book, Unapologetic, and his new ventures that promise to bring his message to even more people. Kevin, welcome back. How are we doing today?
Wonderful. I'm happy to be alive. Thank you for having me.
Oh, happy to be alive. Great way to start that. Even just the fact that we are alive and on this earth is a gift. You've got so much more wisdom to give than that. I know you've been sparking a ton of conversation amongst your community and readers since launching your books. When you think back on that impact, has there anything that's really surprised you about the conversations that it sparked from your work?
Yeah, well, it was surprising to me because Wisdom of the Ages was written as a blueprint for what I actually the types of conversations that I have on a day-to-day basis with my kids. And what was surprising was here I am having these conversations, thinking that everybody else is having them. But I chose to write it down and pass it out, kind of. You know what I mean? To see people's responses. I
Yep.
was not expecting the fact that the type of conversation that I was having with my children was almost, oh my God, I wish we heard more of this. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
wish some of them are saying, like, I wish that you were at my house teaching my kids, or I wish I could listen to you all day. You know what I mean? I would listen to you speak wherever you are at any given time and any given place. I would listen to it.
Mm.
And it's a simple conversation I'm having with my kids. But I guess I'm a very intense person. And I guess I don't realize how intense I can be sometimes. And that intense nature, that intentional nature that I have of guiding and instilling certain principles and concepts in the way that I do so. I once thought that everybody was doing it. I thought this is how I thought that's how fathers father their children. I thought that's how husbands interact with their wives. I thought this is how the wives interact with their husbands or their children. And I myself,
Mm.
I'm blown away how some people are not doing it because it comes so natural to me because I've been nurturing it and sharpening that iron for such a long time that it comes natural. It almost comes too easy. But when I hear other people, it's like, you just don't know what you've done. I've had it here all along, and I thought that everybody else had it. I thought everybody else was
Mm.
engaging with their wives and their children the same way I thought so. I mean, but
That's so
hey,
good. I think that's the power of understanding our gifts. I relate to that so much as somebody who is a professional speaker and interviewer. I had this story in my head that everybody wants to be a speaker and everybody wants to be an interviewer, and this is easy for everybody. And no, it's particularly easy and fun for me because that's my gift and it doesn't come naturally for everybody. And that is actually something to lean in as your superpower. And sometimes our gifts are the ones that don't feel like work. And that is amazing that you have found yours and have doubled down on it because it's true. People aren't having these types of conversations. We need a guide like you.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you because I honestly, that's why I talk about embracing your individuality.
Hmm.
The world needs you. You mother,
Yep.
you father. The world needs you. The world needs you to understand that it's okay to be you and it's okay to speak what is going on inside of your mind. Don't keep it locked up in the prison cell of your mind, but allow it to have freedom through your lips and expression through your actions. And you'll be surprised how many people you'll empower.
Mm, absolutely. Speaking of empowering people and embracing who we are, being unapologetic is central to your new book. For you personally, what has being unapologetic meant to you in your work? And how do you hope that resonates with readers who might still struggle to fully embrace themselves in the workplace, even?
So in the workplace, it's funny, right? I think because so I, before I say that, I will start off with any system that has been built has and whomsoever built it, it's meant to favor that person. And as it favors that person, the only missing element in that equation is you. And in the workplace, some people might find it intimidating. Some people might find it frightening. Some people might find it challenging. Some people display parasitic like behaviors and say, I got to get close to this one because he has the potential to do great.
Mm,
And they will siphon from you whatever they can. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or good. It depends on how you choose to view it. So wisdom of the ages is not it's not a destination, it's a journey. Um, to be wise, it's not just a badge of accomplishment. No, it's a strategy. It's a strategy in your implementation. So in the workplace, the way I do my work is defined by how I believe in myself. And the belief that I have of myself and the way that I carry of myself is what directly impacts the way that I do my job. Now, I can do my job poorly or I can do my job so well that it will prevent me from either climbing the corporate ladder because this person is so intentional, he's so good, I'd like to keep him here. Why? Because it might make their job easier. It might make their job more relaxing or less stressful. I had a manager say to me, he said, I don't need to manage you. You do everything on your own. Yeah, because I I know the job and I do it. I know that I get paid to go to work, so I go to work. Now when in a leadership position, you're managing people, and I found it that the way that I chose to live my life, the power that I possessed as a leader, impacted the amount of workload that I actually had on my plate. There are times that I started my work before I can complete it, somebody else took it without me asking. There are times where people gravitate to what you have, either for good, you're good, or you're bad, or howsoever you choose to view it. So in the workplace, it can get challenging for me. It has gotten challenging because I see. And because I see, I can't unsee what I see. And
yeah.
so, and because I can't
Hard to
unsee
go
it,
back.
exactly. Now I have to play the political game at times, right? Act like I don't see it in order to appease that person's curiosity that doesn't know that I see it.
Mm,
So
absolutely.
in the workplace, it can be challenging because some people might be overwhelmed by it. Some people might be intimidated by it. So can my work in some areas it's gotten easy, in some areas it's gotten difficult. But it depends on whom you're working with, right? Yeah. So when you're that truck driver and you're taking um, directions from your dispatcher, And that's dispatcher some way somehow is disconnected from the reality of your job, but because they have a position to dispatch you, that empowers them to give you direction. And that direction that they give you sometimes is disconnected from the workforce or the reality of the job that you actually have. Or better yet, the laborer that's in that workplace, that's in that workshop, talking to you. And you know what I mean? They pile on tons of stuff and you say, oh, you got 3 hours to get it done. You're sitting like, how? Oh, no. How am I going to do it? You know what I mean? But the challenge is up to you. How do you choose to view that challenge? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
How do you choose to view yourself? Do you choose to view yourself as the dollar raise or the $2 raise or the $3 raise or whatever it is, the annual revision and things of that sort? It can be challenging because you know that you're worth so much more, but accepting that identity does not resonate, does not connect with that link that they've given to you that's part of the workforce. And that is challenging. And I'm speaking from
Hmm.
a personal perspective to whether you're a warehouse worker, whether you're a store owner, whatever stage of life you have found yourself in. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you because it can get challenging. Yes. How do you respond to people that are intimidated by what you can see and what you can hear? Or how do you respond to people that are challenged by the ability to connect with your own identity? I mean, now when you think about it, right? Should you be afraid to speak your mind because some people are insecure within themselves? Or do you have the competency to know that this might not be said right now or this should be said right now? I mean, at that
Hmm.
time when we think about it, you gotta weigh the balance right there, right?
Hmm. And we're a mirror for other people a lot of the
Mhm,
times, right? Which can be so frustrating when
mhm,
we trigger someone else just by being in our empowered, unapologetic state. If somebody hasn't found that inner confidence themselves, a
mhm,
whole range of emotions can come up for them that literally has nothing to do with you. You've just mirrored to them something
mhm.
that they haven't dealt with,
Yeah.
which is a whole new level that unfortunately or layer that you now need to navigate and be okay with. So it gets tricky, but I'm glad you talked about your work and how you've navigated the workplace in your empowered state because you're more of an entrepreneur now, right? You have been
Mhm,
talking about creating new ways to connect with your audience, like
mhm.
courses and various collaborative projects. So your work has kind of changed. What is driving this next phase of work for you? And how do you envision these new projects coming up, helping others live with the wisdom that you've been speaking of in your books?
So I'm no longer in the defensive mode. Now I'm on the offense. My
Okay.
perspective, yeah, you can't build anything unintentionally. You have to build it intentionally, right? Now, and I say that because there are four concepts that I have, and I teach my kids at home. And those four concepts is whatever idea you have. That's concept number one. Make sure you build a business around it. That's concept number two. Number three, make sure there's individuality in all these things. Make sure that you're in control of these things. That means you don't need to wait on your mother, your brother, your sister, your aunts and uncles in order to respond to you. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. But you got to learn to move forward. And number four is just show up, right? These are the things. So, what's really prompted that is, as I said, that my mentor has passed. I'm no longer on the defense now. I'm on the offense because when you have a mentor, for me, from my perspective, I was there to learn. So I took the position of a student. That doesn't mean that I didn't have the capacity to teach, but because I took the position of the student,
Hmm.
I learned as much as I could. Now, time will tell just how well I learned, right? Because right now, my mentor is no longer here. So now the student must now become the teacher, right? I must teach my children. I must teach my wife. I must teach the people around me. Why? Because their individuality is important. Who they are as a person is important. What you provide to the workplace, whatever you provide to your country. If you're a politician, if you're a diplomat, I'm speaking to you. Your individuality is what makes your position important. It's not the position that makes you important. It's you that make the position important. If you're a business owner, it is you that makes the business important. And the day that you become disconnected from that truth is the day that you become disconnected from the work that you're doing and you become ineffective. So, what's the driving force? I don't have a teacher anymore. I have many teachers.
Hmm.
The teacher that taught me what I learned is no longer here. So, I want to see if I've learned well.
Oh, okay. I love that. That's so exciting. Because this journey, and you're right, it's no longer just a journey between you, your mentor, you, and your children. You
Mhm.
have now opened all of this up and you've created a community. You have like minded people in your community. And so, what role will your community play as you move forward with Unapologetic and the various other projects that you have been hinting at? And how can your community help what's shaping the next chapter for you?
Well, to my community, at first, I want to say thank you for just listening. Um, Now, if you listen to 100% of the words, 5% of the words, 10% of the words, it's neither here nor there. But when I look at that mother or that father or that coach or that mentor, that teacher, that trainer, that friend, that brother, that sister, um, the role that you play is the quality of person that you allow yourself to be. Now, realistically, I would love to talk to everyone in the world, right? But I'm not talking to the world all at once, but I'm talking to you, right? I'm talking to you, mother, brother, sister, aunts, and uncle. I'm talking to you that might be the hunter, might be might be the soldier in the military, right? Might be might be the pilot that flies planes. I'm talking to you, and the role that you play is the quality of human being that you allow yourself to be. Now, I know that my time is my time. It has an end and it has a beginning. But I've chosen to spend it with Sam right now, right? And as I'm spending it with Sam, or as I spend it with Keziah or Dasa or Jeremiah or John, Jacob, and John, right? I can't change the world, but I can impact you. And if I can impact you, then you will in turn impact another. So the role that you will play, the fire that I give to you, you will spread. Don't just sit on it, spread it. Spread it because it not only warms your food or brings heat to your home or provides light for your household, right? Let that fire burn and let it burn from this earth to the end of the galaxy so that anybody else out there that has ears to hear, let them hear. Eyes to see, let them see because you are important. Your individuality, when you embrace it together with me, the world is not our beginning. It's neither our end, but the universe is our playground.
And it can be a playground, right? With that right mindset and that
Mhm.
confidence in who you are, and that the trial and error of coming into who you are and that learning process, it can be a game, right? It
Yeah.
can be literally a roller coaster of waves and emotions, and that's the natural experience. But as long
Mhm.
as we don't fight that, then it can
Yeah.
actually be fun. So I love that perspective. You are also about to really level up. You are reaching whole new audiences with your upcoming book. We have a Barnes and Noble book event. How does it feel to step into that level of spotlight in such a significant way? What are your hopes of reaching more people with this audience, with this message? How does it feel to be more in the spotlight now?
It feels it feels familiar but unusual. If that makes sense, like
Okay.
for me, like you've seen it in your mind, you studied it. Now you're going out there to go get it, right? So we live in a world now. We're in the cell phone age, and that cell phone age, everybody is videotaping something. They're videotaping something. You know what I mean? So rise or fall, they're gonna see you. Come watch. Come watch me. Come watch me because I'm excited to see how many readers actually catch fire. That rise, that wave of awakening. I'm cute. Like for me, I'm ecstatic. I'm so excited. Like I never thought. Like I came home and the book was sitting on the table. I was sitting. I'm like, yo, that my book is sitting on the table with my name on it. And I'm sitting like, this was a text message, and it's sitting on the table now. So, but now we're talking about Barnes and Nobles. Personally, the originators of Barnes and Nobles, they're long gone. You know what I mean? But the fact that my book is going into their stores, I'm ecstatic. I'm overwhelmed with joy. I'm I'm happy for the challenges, the opportunities that it's going to bring, and I'm excited to see it unfold. And if anybody wants to be there and see it unfold with me, rise or fall, you're welcome.
Yes, plug that. Come on out in person with
Yeah,
you.
let's
That's
go.
going to be really exciting. Okay.
Hmm.
With Wisdom of the Ages, it has resonated so deeply with so many. How do you see yourself evolving now as an author, as a speaker? You're now going to be talking about new topics that are extensions of your wisdom, but it is new. And so,
Hmm.
with that newness, maybe comes opportunity to try out new mediums, new platforms. What is next? How do you creatively want to push yourself as an author, entrepreneur? I would say, really.
How do I see myself pushing myself forward? Right. Um, I think one of the first things that I said is I'd like to talk to everybody, right? But after I talk to everyone, now we don't want to just talk. We want to shake hands now, right? Now we want to shake hands because I was in sales for some time. I said, hey, good morning, good afternoon. How you doing, Jack, Jill, John, Jay? You know what I mean? So now I want to shake hands. How do I begin to take my book and put it in an audio book and then advertise what it is that I'm doing articulately, artistically as an extension of myself, right? When I get up in the morning and I take a shower and then I got to get dressed. And you don't know what's in me until I put it on, until you have a conversation with me. So now we want to actively take the point of not just writing, but talking, teaching, coaching, training, and if we have to party, let's party together.
I love
Yes,
that. Let's party together.
that's it. That
Okay.
wisdom is so it's a universal truth, and it's funny that um the first book that I wrote was called Wisdom of the Ages, but now I want to take people a little further to see what wisdom looks like in every area of life. So if you ask me a question about work, I want you to follow me into the workplace to see how I interact with people. I want to take you to the airport for you to see how I interact with public officials. I want you to see how I interact with business partners or teachers or trainers. How do I respond with colleagues? How do I respond with politicians, lawyers, judges? You know what I mean? How do I respond to soldiers? You know what I mean? So now I'm taking it not only from writing. The next term was speaking, and I might hear some instrumental in there as well. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to dress it up. I'm going to wear what I believe. I'm going to wear what I believe. I like that, right? Sam put on some clothes today, but I want Sam to put on the clothes not because she just bought it and it looks good, but because it makes a statement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
we are what
Well,
we become, and we become what we are.
and I mean, speaking behind that, right? Speaking behind cultural merchandise, you're working on a new venture. How do I pronounce this? Zephrussians?
Yes, ma'am.
Zephrussians with a
Refreshings.
powerful message, right? We are the
Yes.
culture we create. So,
Yes.
talk to us a little bit about this concept of the brand that you're wearing and not just being about the brand, but really being about a cultural movement and what we can expect from that new project.
Well, so you hear Zephresians. It's not something you typically would have heard before.
Yeah,
Um, and
cool
then
name.
thank you. And then you think about we are the culture we create. Now that wasn't accidental. That was very intentional. A couple of series back, you had asked me. You said, well, what led up to that?" I said, one traumatic event. I will share that, right? So I have decided to show people what it looks like to take misfortune and to wear it in the face of your adversary and then dance in front of him for him to know that you are great, you're wonderful, you're powerful. So we are the culture we create. Zephresians is more along the lines of coming out of the traumatic experience that you've experienced, coming out of the disappointments of the denial or the delay that you might have thought that you've experienced, and dance in the rain. Dance in the rain and allow that rain to just wash off what weighed you down. It's okay to cry, but when you cry, just make sure that the tears that fall from your eyes water the flowers that are on the ground so that they may rise. So the freshens is about making not just making a statement, but allowing others to see you make a statement so that they in turn may be able to tap into that. So that they can inspire them. So when that mother looks at their son or their husband, that they too do not crumble under the pressures of the systems of this world, but they become free through the eloquent expression of their individuality.
Mm-hmm. Suppressions. Love it. What a great
Yeah.
name, too. I can totally see that taking off and it being, like you said, so much more than just the brand and the clothes you're wearing, but the message
Mhm.
behind it. And as we aim to have your audience feel more empowered and more confident in their own skin, it's kind of like you're almost like giving them skin to wear in a
Yeah.
sense to like
Mhm.
really like embody that message as they go throughout their days. So, let's talk a little bit about future generations and the impact that you want to have on them because you've spoken about living wisdom that you have gained personally from your time on earth and passing it down to future generations. How do you envision your work continuing to impact those who might not have been born or maybe even past when, your time on earth is left? Like, how can that look from decades to come from now?
When we, so for me, when I thought about wisdom, I thought about an old man who sat down. You know what I mean? That's the image that we get in our mind. But
Totally. Long beard, long
yeah,
hair.
yeah, uh huh. But I'm not an old guy. I'm, I'm not a old. I'm not.
I'm
I have
young.
some grays. I love my grays. You know what I mean? But I want them to see a new picture. I want them to see something new. I don't want them to sit here and think, or they can categorize it and put it in a certain box, because it's more than that. Wisdom is the link that joins all nations together. It's in every religion, it's in every tradition, it's in every custom, and anywhere you go, any part of the world, wisdom is there. But to be able to weather the storms, or to be able to change the world, we have to start somewhere. So for future generations, where I see is, I look at my sons and my daughters, and I'm saying, they don't realize how much they've taught me. Sometimes you think because you're the parent, you're parenting them. It's not true. They're parenting you. So the future generations, what's really inspiring me. It's the people that, yes, some may be born, some may not be born, but curious to see just how far I can reach. So the younger generation, I want them to be embracing wisdom, not as an old man. Doesn't matter how old you are. I want to see them. I want to see wisdom in our politics. I want to see wisdom in our courtrooms. I want to see wisdom in the police precinct. I want to see wisdom in the workplace. I want to see wisdom anywhere and everywhere that it can be. Not hiding silently, but expressing itself boldly. So to that young man, to that young woman that is to be born, that's what I want to see. Not a person that's been infringed upon by the system they live in, but a young man that's willing to be able to ask questions and speak. Because when my firstborn was born, when she began to speak, I was like, yes, that's what I want. This is what I long for, right? To see the children of Sam or Jack, John, Jill, that they have embraced it, not just by accident through traumatic experience, but they have willingly engaged it.
Mm.
And that will shape the world we live in.
I love that. Kevin, it is incredible to be sitting down with you. This was our fifth sit down one on one. If you are just discovering the series for the first time, know that there's four other amazing conversations that Kevin and I have had over the past month as I got to know him and his work. And you really are sparking so much change and reflection in your readers, in myself, in the listeners of this content. So we're all excited to see what Unapologetic will bring. You have new events, you have community building projects, there are even courses on the horizon I just found out about. So it's clear your work is evolving in so many powerful ways. As we close today's conversation, what final message should we leave our listeners with this week that can carry them towards the next chapter in their journey, or even just the next episode in this series, because we're not done yet?
We're not done yet. We're
No.
not done yet. No, that's perfect. We're not done yet. Whether you fail, whether you had an accident, whether you got a hiccup, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done experiencing. We're not done living. We're not done challenging. We're not done overcoming. We're not done overtaking. We're not done overpowering. We're not done yet.
We're not done yet. I think we end there. I don't think it gets any better than that. So
I'm cool with
stay
that.
tuned. Stay tuned, everyone. Kevin is preparing to make even more waves in bookstores, in libraries, and in our hearts for those who are ready to live unapologetically. We will see you all next week. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, guys.
Bye.